Hi everyone, hope you all had a great week. In this week's report, we'll take a look at the lake levels. We received some really sad news about one of the mountain's nicest men. We'll see where the fish were biting. Pete was at the dam wall recently and took another amazing photo to share with us. There's the weather. We have some lake visitor pics to share. There's pick of the week and this week's fishing meme. Here's a report for the week ending the 24th of August, 2025. Lake Eucumbene continues to rise, albeit very slowly, up 0.1% this week to sit at 35%. This is 11% lower than it was this time last year. Lake Jindabyne is also up 0.5%, while Tantangara Dam fell rapidly, down 5.2% this week. With Lake Eucumbene inching higher and likely to keep doing so until early December, I thought I'd share these pics taken by Pete back on the 16th of August. It gives us an update on the condition of the boat ramp at Old Adaminaby. While the concrete is still well above the waterline, as you can see and confirmed by Pete, the ground below the concrete is very firm and usable. Thanks for the update, Pete. Before we take a look at where the fish were biting, there's been some sad news with the recent passing of Rick Martin. Many people watching this, including me, were blessed to have known Rick and call him a friend. Rick and his wonderful wife Kerry owned and operated the Rainbow Pines Tourist Caravan Park for many years. The park was a beautiful place to stay, and with Rick and Kerry's hard work and dedication, it always looked spick and span. Rick was also a well-loved and respected member of the Adaminaby Rural Fire Brigade for 20 years and was extremely active in the 2019-2020 bushfire season, attending many out-of-area fire deployments. Shortly after Rick and Kerry sold the park and retired to East Branxton in the Hunter Valley region of New South Wales, Rick's health deteriorated and sadly he passed away on the 6th of August. Rick was a wonderful man who would do anything for anyone, never expecting anything in return. I always enjoyed chatting with Rick when up at Rainbow Pines. His knowledge, kindness and quick wit was always on display. Thanks for the chats, the advice on where the fish were biting, and just always being the amazing person you were, Rick. I will miss you. To Kerry and family, I want to pass on my condolences at this difficult time and say I'm so sorry for your loss. May Rick forever rest in peace. It's been pretty quiet out on the water this week, with very few anglers braving winter's final weeks. Despite this, there have been some nice fish caught. Chris, his wife Daniela, and daughters Stephanie and Sophia braved the cold weather last Saturday and headed out on the water around Buckanderra, the family experiencing many of Eucumbene's moods, with wind, rain and snow flurries. They were rewarded for their efforts, with Chris landing this 58cm brown on an orange-coloured lofty. Chris adding he was lucky Daniela was able to scoop it into the net just near the boat before he lost it. Great report, Chris, and I hope you all get back to Eucumbene again really soon. Lake Regular Nate and his mates spent yesterday's glorious winter weather up at Lake Eucumbene, the boys basing themselves at Old Adaminaby. As usual, it wasn't long before Nate found the fish. Looked like a cracking day up there, Nate, and thanks for sharing your trip with us. Ricky and family were back at Buckanderra yesterday, and although they didn't land a fish this time, just being there was the prize. Oh, and where's my invite for the barbecue, Ricky? Tiny spent a very peaceful Thursday afternoon down by the water, just 400 metres from his home in Angler's Reach. Let's hear from Tiny.
No wonder they call this God's country. Just look at it. Grey, cold. Unbelievable. Beautiful place to live.
Tiny and Julie were back at the water yesterday, enjoying the warm winter sunshine at Angler's Reach. Tiny landing this lively trout on his favourite power bait. Nice catch, mate. Jim posted this pic of one of his favourite flies, a big wet to chase the big browns. Jim said the fly is tied on a size 6 B175 hook. Jim usually fishes this one with an intermediate line from the bank or with a DI 3.5 sinking line from a drifting boat. Jim adding it's a very productive fly. Thanks for sharing the great tip, Jim, and keep them coming, mate. Pete took a trip out to the Eucumbene Dam Wall recently and took a series of wonderful photos, including this one. It's my favourite from his recent Dam Wall collection. What a fabulous pic, with the fog rising up from the valley below the dam wall. In the centre of the photo, you can see Hallstrom Island. This island has a very interesting history. It was named after Sir Edward Hallstrom, who lived between 1886 and 1970. Hallstrom was a long-time benefactor and trustee of Sydney's Taronga Park Zoo. He was a pioneer inventor, being involved in refrigeration, and claims of him making the first inner spring mattress in Australia. He was a very clever and influential man. As Lake Eucumbene rose, native animals were trapped on islands with the water rising around them. People remember the islands covered with kangaroos and seething with snakes. There were some efforts to relocate the kangaroos, but reports were that success was pretty limited. Hallstrom and William Hudson established a kangaroo refuge on the island. It was primarily for the 7 albino kangaroos which were donated, but there were also some great eastern grey kangaroos there as well. The Snowy Mountains Authority promoted the island, as well as Grace Lee Island, which was a refuge for kangaroos and emus, as tourist attractions, and people could take a launch from Old Admiralty over to the islands, feed the animals, continue to the dam wall, and then return to Old Admiralty. The refuges were closed down in 1987 after many animals were killed illegally by shooters, and an attempted relocation resulted in the death of many more. What an interesting story, and thanks again for the pic, Pete. The last week of winter will be a real mixed bag of weather for Lake Eucumbene. The week starting rather mild, but rain midweek will tend to snow showers by Friday. There's a chance of up to 5 centimetres of snow on the banks by Saturday if the current models hold. Maximum temperatures ranging from 15 degrees on Monday and Tuesday to just 3 degrees on Friday. Thanks to everyone who's posted pics to the Lake Eucumbene Facebook group this week. We've had some beauties. Jeanette posted these wonderful, nostalgic photos taken at Lake Eucumbene in the 60s and 70s. The two on the left were taken in 1963. Top left is Jeanette having lunch with her mum and dad. Bottom left is a gorgeous pic. It's Jeanette and her grandfather. Photos on the right were taken in 1970. Top right is Jeanette, her mum, and little brother Mark waiting to head out on the boat. Bottom right is Mark holding the rods. Jeanette is proof of just how Lake Eucumbene can get into your blood, and how our parents and grandparents taking us to the lake as kids can lead to a lifetime of adventures. Here's a recent pic of Jeanette, still loving the lake today as much as she did all those years ago. What fantastic pics and wonderful memories, Jeanette. Thanks so much for sharing with us. Baz posted this old pic to the Lake Eucumbene Facebook group during the week, and it generated a lot of great comments. I bet many people watching this video will have fond memories of it. I sure do. It's the old Eucumbene Tea House. Eucumbene Tea House opened in the late 1950s at the dam wall overlooking the rapidly filling Lake Eucumbene. Known for its distinctive octagonal design and floor-to-ceiling windows, it was a popular spot for visitors for over 30 years. Serving the most delicious Devonshire teas, I can still remember them. It was loved by many. Unfortunately, the tea house was destroyed by an electrical fire and was demolished in the early 90s. I took this pic of the tea house site when I was last there. Still a great place to sit and reminisce and think about those scones, jam and cream. Thanks for the memories, Baz. Longtime Admiralty resident and good friend Mary posted this amazing pic of a very full Lake Eucumbene. It was taken in 1995 looking towards the old Admiralty Cemetery at Yens Bay. Look how full it was. It's probably the last time Marina Island was just that, an island. I don't have an official lake level reading, but based on what I can see and my own experience of seeing it at a similar level in 1990, I'd say it's likely to be around 90%, something we haven't seen since. Thanks for such a great memory, Mary. David was out and about on Lake Eucumbene last Friday morning and posted this fantastic photo. The fog bank adding to the beauty of the scene. It sure is a beautiful place, David. Thanks for sharing with us. My great mate and one of Australia's best high country fishermen, Andrew McGovern, loves getting up into the mountains to chase the big browns. Andrew has written many books, guides and reports on how to catch trout in Lake Eucumbene and Lake Jindabyne. What Andrew doesn't know about trout fishing is probably not worth knowing. On his recent trip to Buckenderra, Frying Pan and Braemar Bay, he stopped to focus on the amazing beauty of Eucumbene and took some fabulous photos, including these. Thanks for sharing, Andrew, and tight lines, mate. Continuing our recent theme of Eucumbene trees, Tiny posted this great pic of one of the many dead trees around his home base of Angler's Reach. I know this tree well, Tiny. I lost my favourite lure on it many years ago, mate. Regular lake visitor and mountain lover Daniela was back at Old Anonymity recently and captured this beautiful late winter evening scene. It's a wonderful pic, Daniela, and thanks for sharing with us. For pick of the week, I've chosen another from Andrew's recent trip to Lake Eucumbene. What an absolutely gorgeous shot. Thanks for sharing, Andrew. I had a chuckle at this week's fishing meme. It was actually sent in by more than 10 people. It's the how long does it take to digest chart. Bananas, 30 minutes. Apple, 40 minutes. Avocado, 2 hours. Eggs, 2.5 hours. Losing a big fish, 55 years. Well, I think I'm still trying to digest that big brown that broke me off at Old Adamby way back in 1982. Well, that's the report for this week. I hope you found it useful. As always, I'm happy to take on any feedback or suggestions. And don't forget, if you're looking for more information on Lake Eucumbene, check out the social media channels. There's the website, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And please don't forget to like and subscribe, and you'll be notified whenever I put new videos up. Have a great week, everyone. Stay safe, tight lines, and bye for now.